Hey, everybody. Let's go ahead and get some messages from our spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. It's been a minute since I've gotten those messages from our spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. What is the most important messages? Oh, wow. Okay, we got two. All right. You know what? Okay, that's the third time. First time I saw that card in my head before I even went and got this deck. Then, as I started shuffling, I saw that card at the bottom of the deck, and now the card is at the bottom of the deck again. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take a third card off the top. What do we have? Truth be told. Okay. So milk and honey is the overall energy. I feel like this is the goal. Okay? This is the goal, is to have enough, to be abundant, to see the light at the end of the tunnel, to... For some of you, I just heard, be able to feed yourself and your family, maybe grow a garden, okay? Now, what I have next is between the worlds, or between worlds. Then I have the fork in the road, and then I have the truth be told. You're going to have to get honest with yourself about what direction you want to go. Now, for some of you, with the milk and honey being the overall energy, it's like you want that abundance, prosperity, but you're going to have to be honest with yourself about what's keeping you stuck. What's keeping you from that nourishment, okay? Some of you need to get honest about your diet. What are you feeding yourself? What are you putting in your body? What are you watching? Okay, because that's also nourishment. Are you so focused on all the shit that's going on in the world that you're keeping yourself distracted? Like, let's get honest. Things need to change. And if you want to be able to move towards all of this luck and prosperity and abundance and, you're going to have to get honest. You're going to have to make a different decision, because these two cards talk about having one foot in your old life and one foot in the new life. And it's like, tethering yourself, and you need to choose a direction. And with Mars in Libra now, Mars is at a detriment. Mars does not want to be in Libra. It wants to be in its opposite sign of Aries, which is the get up and go, act first, think later. Now Mars is sitting in a place where some people are just passive aggressive. They don't want to make choices and decisions. This isn't up for debate, because Mars in Libra can be like, well, it's a debate. Should I, shouldn't I? Really, you're just debating with yourself of whether or not you deserve to have really good things coming into your life. But in order for those things to come in, you're going to have to make a different decision. Being that Mars is in Libra, this could also be about relationships. What relationships are nurturing for you? What relationships need to die? It's like there's opportunities, but some of you are just stuck. We're creating a new world for ourselves. It's already begun. You can't back out now. There's no turning back. And for some of you, it's like you want to keep everything the same, the way that it used to be. Well, that's not going to happen. It's already proven that. So this is where we need to integrate into a new vibration. A vibration that is a higher vibration than the vibration that we've been at. We've been at, stagnant for a really long time. But in order for you to be able to move forward, you're going to have to clear out all the shit that has piled up until this point. So that's why for a lot of you, you still got a foot in the old life and you got a foot in the new life. That's what this shows here. And you are having to choose which direction you're gonna go. I almost get that weird Wizard of Oz, you know, you can go that way. Or how about that way? You know? But I suggest you choose a path that scares you a little. I suggest you choose a path that's different. Because no matter what, it's gonna be different anyway. This is where the mask comes off. You can't see things the way that you used to anymore because not everybody's going along with you anymore. You may have to step out of those old comfort zones. You're gonna have to, not may. You have to. Let's get some Moonology on this. All right, what do we have, Spirit, for the collective? Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. What do we have for Between the Worlds? Oh my God, I said I saw the Wizard of Oz. Don't be a cowardly lion. Do not let pride get in your way when it comes to stepping forward. I saw the Wizard of Oz, and I'm absolutely seeing like the flying monkeys. We got the monkey right there. You know, I see the scarecrow. It's like, you know, when they're Dorothy and, you know, all of them are Toto and, you know, the Cowardly Lion, and they're all standing at the stop or at that sign, or the scarecrows, you can go this way. And then they keep changing it. Okay. Well, be flexible. Be flexible, because you can start going down one path and then Saturn and Neptune are going to retrograde back into Pisces. And when they come back together in Aries again, which neither one of them will ever retrograde back into Pisces, which Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's about letting go of everything up until this point so that you can go in this new direction. But you cannot let fear get in the way. You're going to have the courage, because that was the whole thing about the Cowardly Lion, is he wanted the courage. What else do we have here? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors. What do we have here? A new romantic cycle begins. I'm talking about Libra here. So maybe for some of you, this is like, you know, this could be a new romantic cycle. This could be like where if you've been single for a really long time, it's time for you to, you know, make a decision that, you know what, yeah, you know, I'm open to seeing what the universe has to offer. You know, maybe you've had your arms closed. Or this is about a new partnership. This is like the end of an old one and the beginning of a new one. Whatever that partnership is. Maybe you've been at a fork in the road about, you know, should I, shouldn't I? Because that's fucking Libra. I hate that energy. I'll be honest with you. You overthink, overanalyze. Well, yeah, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not. Yes, I will. No, I won't. Should I, shouldn't I? You know, and it's like, you gotta make a decision and run with it. For some of you, this is about money-making opportunities. You know, should I start a business with other people? Should I collaborate with others? Yeah. We have Uranus and Gemini now. We have Pluto and Aquarius. This is like very extroverted energy. This is about getting together with people, getting back together with friends. Jupiter and Venus both in Cancer. This is about putting the family unit back together. This is about having those Sunday barbecues. This is about, you know, nourishing your relationships. What is this truth be told, Spirit? What is the truth be told? And at the bottom of the deck, what is the milk and honey? Truth be told. Okay, we got it. Meditate and contemplate. I think that you guys are doing a lot of that. Bottom of the deck, the energy is gaining momentum. So like it or leave it, ready or not, here it comes, is what I'm hearing. The energy is gaining momentum because you're supposed to come into a more abundant, prosperous life and more abundant and prosperous relationships, spiritual relationships at that. Pisces, Virgo is where we have those eclipses. We got a Pisces full moon eclipse coming up. Right after this new moon in Virgo, we'll have a lunar eclipse in Pisces, a full moon eclipse. And then we're going to have another eclipse in Virgo, a solar eclipse. I think you guys really need to sit back and get honest with yourself about the changes that are necessary, because listen, life is happening while you're sitting around going, well, I'm going to entertain this relationship because blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm going to entertain, I'm going to keep eating this food because it's cheap. Grow your own fruits and vegetables. So many of you guys that watch me, I guarantee you got nothing but grass and maybe flowers and trees that don't even fruit in your yard. Why aren't you utilizing your yard for more fruits and vegetables, chickens, growing having your own eggs? Like, that's another thing that I see here. And I kept getting that as I kept seeing the milk and honey card the third time, we've got the birds here. We've got the flamingo here. And we've got an owl here. And, well, I don't know what the hell this little guy is. I think it's an owl. Another owl. This is about using your inner wisdom. Confidence is your key to success. Look at that. I saw the Wizard of Oz. There's that lion now twice. This is about courage. Confidence is your key to success. Do not let pride get in your way. Oh, well, I don't deserve that, because no, you absolutely deserve that. You deserve to have a softer life. We've got the fixed energy, the cardinal energy, and the mutable energy here. Yeah, I think that you need to pay attention to your intuition. For some of you, maybe even, talk to somebody, get a reading, because, truth be told, maybe an outsider looking into your circumstances and situation, this is where I would suggest getting a reading so that we can get honest about what's keeping you stuck. What's keeping you stuck? Because I feel like for some of you, you've just been, swimming in circles. That can be one thing about Pisces that I really don't like in the energy. Not only is Libra like the wishy-washy, passive aggressive at times, like, well, I want to do what's right and fair for everyone. Well, sometimes you have to do what's right and fair for you, And so you can end up finding yourself just constantly going in circles. But Pisces says, like, this is the house of self-undoing. Maybe it's time for you to undo those traits about yourself. Allowing fear of what other people will think, fear of, it not working out, fear of, like, what is fear? False evidence appearing real. In order to have a different life, you have to do different things. You got to open yourself up to new relationships. For those of you who are trying to close yourself off to relationships, like, good luck. You're going to drive yourself fucking crazy if you keep yourself just fucking locked away. Oh, well, I can't, so-and-so will hurt me, or, okay, well, people will gossip about me. So let them. Look up that thing. What is that? That lady wrote, let them judge you. Let them say what they want about you. Let them walk away. Let them be who they are. Let them. For some of you, maybe you're walking away from a really good job that pays a lot of money. So some of you guys are going to have to make a different decision when it comes to your finances. Like, what is it that you're bleeding money into so that you can invest in yourself, invest in your own business? Some of you have been on the fence about that for a really long time because you've gotten so comfortable with the lavish lifestyle that you might have to take a little bit of a pay cut. But when you love what you do, the money will come. I want to look at your love. I don't normally do this. I just saw reconciliation. All right, Spirit, please show me messages from our spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. Now, love can be of a friend. It can be of your children. It could be of a family. It can be anybody, okay? So we got passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. I feel like you need to go towards what you're passionate about. And not be afraid. But yeah, I just saw codependency. That's a big problem too, is this codependency. Maybe for some of you, you just need to be alone for a while. Or for others of you, you have people who are codependent on you. You got 2 more cards out. Yeah, separation. I talked about that. Let's get honest about this. Yeah, let go of control issues. For some of you, this is about a separation. You need to go, like, for others of you, the is good, and that's why it can be very hard for you to walk away. But it's not all about the what. For others of you, this is where, again, we talk about the codependency when it comes to work. When it comes to what, like, we're comfortable with the money. We're comfortable with the status quo. But the universe is saying, like, okay, but there's other options out there for you. There's other, like, maybe you signed a soul contract to do something, but you're trying to control how it comes in, if it even gets to come in, when you're ready for it. And the universe goes, no. We said you're ready for it. We know that you're ready for it. This is what you've been training for your entire freaking life. Bottom of the deck, engagement. So this is where, for some of you, maybe you got engaged and now you're not sure if that's what you really truly want. But I think this is where you need to get engaged with the things that are going to bring you the most prosperity, abundance, love, connection, For those of you who have not been in a relationship, it's like you need to let go of how this other relationship is going to come in. You need to have fully let go and healed all of this crap from the past, because that is exactly why Saturn and Neptune is going back into Pisces, because Saturn and Neptune is the strongest aspect to making your dreams come true. But in order to do that, you have to get rid of anything that is misaligned towards your energy. You need to let it go. No longer allow it to control you, to control your thoughts, to control your emotions, to control the way, like, for some of you, it's like you've been giving away your power. And because of that, the universe is like, I can't bring you in anything. You're not letting me. You're giving me all the reasons why I'm not allowed to, when I'm trying to show you all the reasons why you're supposed to have it. You deserve it. But some people will punish themselves. So what you got fired from that job? So what you got, you got broken up with, or you had to break up with somebody? So what? Does that mean you're supposed to punish yourself for the rest of your life? No. No. Let's get a motivation manifesto. All right. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. Okay, there it is. That didn't take long. We should not fear an obsession for building a great free life. Okay, that is literally like you couldn't have summed this reading up with any better. Like you couldn't have summed it up any better. We should not fear an obsession for building a great free life. You should be obsessed with building a better life for yourself. You should be obsessed with, not so much obsessed, because some of you guys can get really obsessive about relationships, and then you're looking at everyone as like, that the one? Is this my mother? Are you my mother? Are you my mother? Are you my next partner? Are you my next partner? You're looking around no, you need to get obsessed with building a better life. Get obsessed with healing. Get obsessed with the higher vibration of life so that it can bring you in emotionally beneficial relationships, so that it can bring you in more prosperity and abundance, so it can bring you in land, so that you can grow a garden, so that you're not connected to the system, so that you can eat better foods and you don't have to worry about the chemicals that they're spraying on them at the grocery store, and not just that, who harvested them and whatever happened in between. But this is going to cost you your old life, your old ways of doing things. It's going to cost you tremendously. Some of you need to get rid of stuff. You got so much fucking stuff. Downsize. Let it go. I want you to get obsessed with building a great free life. On that note, I love you guys all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate you. You are a solid one. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, claim this reading, align to this reading, share this reading with a friend or someone that needs to hear this, If you're interested in a personal reading, which I would absolutely suggest, because I'm going to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and I'm not going to hold back because I'm not your mother. That would be awesome. This is the perfect time. We got that full moon coming up in Aquarius. This is about letting go, because the next full moon that we have is in Pisces, which is a lunar eclipse. Okay. So this is full moons, culminations, endings, completions. Like, let's get you on the path to exiting out that old life so that the new life can fully transform and come into being. Anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.